Hello and welcome back to this brand new episode of One-on-One Sports. I'm Thomas Hale.
And I'm Mason Stelf. Baseball is officially back, so Thomas and I are going to step up to the plate for the quick hitters. Last Thursday's trade deadline saw the Cleveland Cavaliers turn over a large portion of their roster. Overall, the Cavs swapped Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, Channing Frye, Derrick Rose, Amon Shumpert, and Dwayne Wade for Rodney Hood, George Hill, Larry Nance Jr., Jordan Clarkson, and 2 open roster spots to sign players who will be bought out. General Manager Kobe Altman states that the trades were made because we were on a slow death march and I didn't want to be a part of that. So Thomas, did the Cavs increase their chances of making the finals, A, and B, did they increase their chances of retaining LeBron James next year?
Some real good moves by the Cavs, honestly. Really like the moves that they put in. And I'm going to say that it keeps the chances of making the finals about the same. The reason why is because you got a strong Boston team and a strong Toronto team for the first time in the Eastern Conference.
But Toronto could still choke.
Exactly.
Toronto could still choke.
Toronto's always a
Boston
flip of the coin.
I think they increased their chances of making the finals just because the poison in that locker room was so great that you could only see them continuing to fall down.
Derrick Rose didn't want to play. Isaiah Thomas obviously had issues. And while Dwayne Wade was nice to have in the locker room for LeBron, I'm sure he wasn't doing much on the court.
The level of talent didn't change, but the attitude around the team changed.
Yeah.
But as far as retaining LeBron James, I would say absolutely, unless they made a deal with the Lakers, which they did. Because then you open up 2 spots for the Lakers to sign players to max
The funny
deals.
part is, though, is that he would have wanted to move to the Lakers because of that young talent on the team, but the Lakers just gave half of that young talent to Cleveland.
The Cavs just went one of 2 directions next year. They either literally opened up the spot to give LeBron or James away, or they did the right thing to keep LeBron James there. There's no in-between here.
Yeah, and the problem with the finals is that Toronto's the top scoring team in the Eastern Conference. Boston's got the best defense in the Eastern Conference. Cleveland needed defense. Don't really think they upgraded on defense too much.
No.
Also, they lost Amon Shumpert, who was one of their premier defenders.
Kevin Love has to come back and be very, very elite because Isaiah Thomas can score. We know that. He was having some difficulties, but if we know one thing, it's that in big games, in big situations late in the year, Isaiah Thomas is going to come through. Kevin Love needs to do the exact same thing because while they added pieces, LeBron James is still the only superstar.
And I'm sure Kevin Love
team.
was excited with this opportunity because we saw throughout the season he's been upset with his role on the team, maybe the amount of time he gets to play. Now is an opportunity for him to come back, show what he's worth to Cleveland, and hopefully make a run into the finals again.
We'll see, certainly, but Cleveland made the moves they had to do. Will it pay off in the end? We don't know that yet.
Yeah, it could be one or the other, huh?
Exactly.
It's going to be interesting to watch. It'll be fun. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr has justified the team's recent losses to Denver and Oklahoma City, as well as their 30-point loss to Utah, by saying the team is mentally tired. Even though the Warriors are healthy and 42-13 on the season, Mason, is there any cause for concern for the Warriors?
There's no cause for concern as far as this team going to the NBA Finals and winning it again.
None at all.
What I will say, though, is that this is a sad, it's not even an excuse at all, but it's incredibly sad to hear Steve Kerr say we're mentally tired, that's a justification for why we're losing.
Right.
You only play 82 games a year, add playoffs into that, so you're only playing really not even a third of the calendar year. And honestly, if you're getting tired, what's the justification for any other team getting tired? You're still way better than them.
And another issue that I have with this statement personally is you're the best team in the league, like you just said, and you've got some of the top NBA talent, top basketball minds on your team. These guys can easily handle any of the pressure, any of the wear and tear that comes throughout a season.
And when you have those types of players, those are the types of players that you don't say, these guys don't get mentally tired. Or if they do, they push through it. They can get through it. Steph Curry,
and that's what can motivate a team to do even better in the second half of the season.
Certainly, and that's when you want to beat teams, when they're at their most vulnerable. And with everyone kind of trudging into this All-Star break, this is when Golden State can really just step up, put their foot on the gas.
And after those couple losses, they did turn it around. They're currently on a 3-game win streak, won each game by at least 20 points, which is great turnaround so far. Even let the players coach last game.
I just don't like that it's Steve Kerr, one of the best coaches out there, saying something like this. It sends the wrong message to me because First of all, as I said, these guys only have to play maybe 100 times a year. I wish that I could use mental tiredness as a justification for all the things that I have to do on a daily basis.
Absolutely. Sports are one of the only times that you can really make that excuse, huh?
I just don't like it. I just think it's a little bit of a weak move.
They're the Warriors. They'll be just fine.
And they'll be fine in the end. That's the worst part about it for me. Last Thursday, the New York Rangers released a statement from team president Glenn Sather and general manager Jeff Gordon, finally signaling the team's intention to rebuild. The statement emphasized the team's plan to build a foundation to win the Stanley Cup, thanked the fans for their continuous support, and pledged to keep the fans involved in the team-building process. So, Thomas, what are your thoughts on an organization basically telling their fan base we're going to be rebuilding from here on out?
I think it's interesting to kind of hear an organization say, hey, sorry we're losing so much, but we'll do better next time kind of thing. But I like the clarity of the organization to the fans because I'm sure fans have been upset with the performance.
And
they want to know what's going on.
This is for the fans.
Yeah.
The fans have been upset. They want some kind of justification for the poor play. This is something that the Rangers organization is coming out and saying we're going to go through this rebuild process, but now they have to come through here.
Yeah.
They can't just use this as a justification for losing. They have to go out. They have to make changes.
They've got a lot of pieces that they can sell. Older guys, really experienced guys that they can sell high, cash in on some picks, rebuild that team later.
And they have to. And it can't take a long time either. This can't be a 5-10 year rebuild. This needs to be something that happens quickly or the fans will continue to get upset.
Good luck to the Rangers, huh?
Good luck.
All-Pro NFL quarterback Russell Wilson had his MLB rights traded from the Texas Rangers to the New York Yankees last week. Wilson had been in the Rangers organization for multiple years and was involved in the team's spring training programs by talking to young players and taking part in team workouts. Wilson stated he had long desired to be a member of the Yankees organization. So, Mason, what benefits can Russell Wilson bring?
Nothing, really. And honestly, absolutely nothing here. It's a feel-good story.
Yeah.
But the Yankees made so many big moves this offseason, obviously capped off by the Giancarlo Stanton move, that Russell Wilson is not factoring into the team's plans.
Right.
Not going to play any role even in spring training. He has to get ready for the NFL season. This is a potential Super Bowl or NFL MVP last year for most of the year.
The one thing that the Yankees are bringing is a champion that can maybe come in and talk to this young group of Yankees and give them a little motivation in the offseason.
It puts a smile on your face, but Tim Tebow has a better chance of making the Mets opening day roster than Russell Wilson ever does of playing for the
sure.
Yankees.
It's a nice media story. Fun to watch.
Yeah.
But that's all the time from the quick hitters. Don't go anywhere. We got some NBA All-Star discussion coming up next.